Hello. Hi, guys. Hi. Welcome back to my channel, the Big Sister Talk with Nkabs. And for those that are stopping by for the first time, welcome to the club. And my name is Nkabele. And this is the Big Sister Talk with Nkabs, which is a space where we discuss everything on our daily everyday life. This is a space where we talk about real life happenings. We talk about real experiences in life. We are talking about real relationships and many more. And for relations, by relationships I mean can be a love relationship, it can be a relationship with your employer, a relationship with your friends, or a relationship with just everyday people that we meet or we come across. So I mean, coming across with people could be your work colleagues, which are not necessarily your friends, and then work colleagues that are your friends. You know, there are people that you spend time with at work because you share whatever the same either experiences of life or the same thoughts. So that this is the space that we talk about how to relate to those people, how to deal with such experiences, because anything can be an experience. So either it's a good experience, it's a bad experience, or just an informative experience. You know, it doesn't have to always be a bad or a good experience. It's something like, oh, I learned something from the person. I was not aware that I can actually learn from that person. So without taking any more time that I have already explaining what we are here about, so today's topic is approval addiction. So approval addiction is a need to fit in, as I've already made an example of everyday people that we meet, everyday people that we you know come across or we deal with, and you find yourself in a corner where you feel like maybe I have to wear this look because I want to fit in. I have to wear this wig because I want to fit in. Whereas you are not even a hair person. Whereas you are completely fine with having a short hair. I'm making an example. So that's what we are talking about today. And a lot of people find themselves doing things that they don't want to do, going to places that they don't want to go to, simply because they want to fit in, they want to be approved, either by friends or potential friends. Because you know what, some people put themselves through all of these uncomfortable spaces because they want to gain friends, they want to be friends with people, or they just want to be approved in a circle. And you'll find that they still are not approved. You know, they are still not approved in that particular circle. But people find themselves going through to those lens. So when I say approval addiction, an addiction is something that controls people. So if you're a person and you feel like you can't do without something, or either you can't do with something or you have to do something to alleviate a certain pain in you or within you, then you have a problem. You'll find yourself, you know, having to walk the paths of life that you don't wanna walk. So it is what people run to when they are hurting within. And it is a space that feels very lonely, can be lonely. And so an addiction can be on drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping, eating, work addiction. And yes, this the one that I'm talking about now, which is approval, where a person, and it doesn't matter the age. It is sad when it happens to a younger person, But I think it's more challenging if it happens to an adult, because yes, it's possible. There are people who find themselves addicted in wanting to fit in. And that is where we realize that it is important for you as a human being, as an adult, if you have a child, love the child enough to make them know that they belong or that they are valid, so that tomorrow when they are old, they don't have to be fighting for that approval from people, from wrong places, or from wrong things. As I said, substances such as alcohol, drugs, cigarette, you know. So you if you find yourself in that situation, you need to go back and check the younger you, the child within. How loved was this poor child? How loved was this poor girl or poor boy living inside of you? But it is something that people can unlearn. It is the sad thing is that other people don't, either they don't want to, or they don't know that they can actually unlearn such, or better still, people don't know that they are actually okay. A person doesn't know that she or he is valid the way they are. So I have an example or two, and I know that we all actually have experienced that, or we know somebody that has gone through that. So an example of a person who wants approval is that a woman that will find herself at a particular age, but they find themselves befriending either younger people because they feel like, I'm young, I want to belong. Maybe they're not even aware, but in them not being aware, they find themselves actually uttering those words, where a person will be insisting on, I'm young, I want to be, and a person will be dressing inappropriately, going to inappropriate place. And I'm not trying to say to people that you have to box yourself, you are boxed because of a certain age. But at the same time, you need to know where to go and where not to go, what to do and what not to do, what to say and what not to say. Because there are things that as an adult, when you say them, we stand back and like, did she really say that? Did she really do that? Was it necessary for this person to dress that way? Because yes, it is important for a human being to dress appropriately, depending on where you go into. If you go into a funeral, dress appropriately. If you go into a party, dress the appropriate way to go to the party. If you go to I don't know, I nearly said anniversary, maybe I wanted to say the wedding. Although, with a party or wedding or some sort of a celebration, a person would say, no, but I want to dress this way. Maybe you do want to dress that way, but does it look appropriate? Don't put yourself under the pressure of saying, I'm dressing this way because I'm comfortable in my own skin. And this statement that I've just said may be looked at differently by different people for different reasons. But it is, I think, important for you as a human being to dress appropriately. You need to level, up with whatever that is happening around you. So this can be a simple person wearing something uncomfortable just so they fit in. It can be either maybe a shoe or a revealing dress, and you feel like, this is me, I want to do this, and therefore I'm going to do it, and nobody will tell me. Yes, nobody will tell you. Yes, people may not say it out loud, but do you really want to be looked at inappropriately? Or if people let you be, someday you will bear children. Let's say it's a person who doesn't have kids. Someday you will bear children. Do you really want your kids to look at you that way? And when we get to this point, that's where a person will say, my life, my rules. I do as I please. But I think, as a person, even let's say, for argument's sake, a person says, I don't want to have kids. Yes, you don't want to have kids, but your sister's kids, your brother's kids, your friends' children, they look up to you. And it's not a matter of, so I have to box myself because kids will say that. No. Check within yourself, are you really truly comfortable dressing that way? Or you doing it because you are trying to deal with some past trauma? Because I've come to realize that a lot of people are dealing with past traumas in an inappropriate way, in dressing appropriately, in doing things appropriately, inappropriately, in eating and drinking inappropriate things. Or better yet, a person is not even dressing or eating or drinking any inappropriate things in my terms, but they find themselves going shopping, spending money that they don't have just to fit in, just because friends are going shopping, or just because people order a certain plate and you also say, yeah, I have to just do it because so and so is doing it. I think that is a problem. And that is where you find yourself just doing things to fit in, doing things to feel appropriate. But are you really feeling appropriate? Or at night when you have to sleep, now you have to sit there and you're sad and you're mellow and you are beating yourself up, saying, why did I really have to do that? Why did I do that? So on going where you don't want to go, it can be you go into a place that if you are alone or if you are with another set of your friends, you're not going to go to that place. But because people want you to go there so that you feel like, I'm within, this is my time, you find yourself going there. You need to have a strong backbone to say, no, I'll pass. And a lot of these things, you don't even have to be rude about it. You just have to be stern and say, not today, not this time. And, find a steady ground to stand on to say, I said no, and I don't feel bad. Not, you know what, I really truly don't want to go there, but I'm going to go because if I don't go, what will they say? If I don't go, I will feel like I'm not going with times. And that is what I'm talking about. So if you are anxious to be loved, if you are anxious wanting to belong, that is a problem for me. And I say to people, just relax. If a person have to love you, be it a friend or a partner, they will love you anyway. You will be appropriate anyway. And if a person can't love you because you are not dressed the way they want you to dress, you don't go to places that they don't want you to go, then you probably don't belong together with that person. And it's a simple thing where, they say birds of a feather flock together. It is true that if I find myself having to go to a party, like for example, I'm not a person of a life of a party. And if I find myself having to go to the club because I want to fit in, I don't want them to say I'm boring. Either I'm losing myself or I'm sick inside. I want to be approved. And for what? Why should I feel like there's a need for me to be approved by somebody like that? So if you live on this earth long enough, you'll realize that actually no one cares about what you're doing. And by so saying, I mean, I don't want to say, like I made an example before, that a person dressing inappropriately and then saying no one cares. No, what I mean is nobody cares about you wanting to fit into their lives. And that is why I'm saying if a person loves you, they will love you anyway. if a person really feels that you have some important things, important advices for them, they will love you for that anyway, without you having to go to inappropriate places or places that you're not comfortable in going to. So yeah, you won't have to work 2 times harder or do things 2 times more, or even inappropriate things just so you fit in. So you have to just be relaxed. They will approve you, they will love you anyway. If you I've already said, if you live on this earth long enough, and living on earth long enough, that is now your responsibility to teach those ones that come after you, your children, your nephews and nieces, the people that are younger than you. You know, giving advice to a person, you lose nothing, and you're not instilling your rules into a person's life. You're just advising and saying, do you know that you don't necessarily have to go through all these lengths that you go into? Smoking cigarette because your friends say that. Drinking because you feel like if I don't drink, they'll think I'm backwards. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. So if ever you find yourself feeling like you have to seek approval, tell yourself, this is not me, this is not mine. And you can ditch that. You can actually walk away. You have to be able to navigate the frequency levels freely. You have to be able to be with those people that you say you love, those people that are supposed to love you freely, without having to bend over backwards. If you're sitting with people and they're drinking stuff that you don't drink, you don't have to do it just because if I don't, they'll think I'm backwards. And there are many examples around that I can make. And I think if we all live in this world, you know 1, 2, or 3 people, or even yourself. Because on this note, I'm talking for myself. I know there are things that I don't drink, alcoholic drinks that I don't drink. And I don't even feel bad not drinking them, because what will they say? I feel like if really they love me, they will love me anyway. And I can sit with people that are drinking those types of drinks, and I don't drink, but I will enjoy the night. And guess what? If I push myself to go and drink such things just for approval, then I'm gonna end up losing their approval. I'm gonna end up looking funny and stupid, because you know what? I'm not going to react okay to those drinks, and then I will end up embarrassing myself. They'll end up looking down on me like, what was she thinking? So do you see what I mean when I say you honestly don't need to seek anybody's approval today, tomorrow, or any other day? Be you. The world will adjust. And that is all from me for now. And as I always say, there can be more. We can talk for a long time. Even now, I can go on and on and on and on, and 60 minutes passes while still talking. But I don't want it to be only from me to you. I wish that if you have any topics or suggestions that we can talk about, comment down below and let's chat about those ones. And if this video was informative in one way or the other, thumbs it up, like, share, and let's be one. Thank you, my people. Thanks.